Good evening. Welcome to Sallis Baptist Church midweek Bible study. Things look a little different this week, of course. We're doing this via the internet, which is not something we're used to. But this is times where it kind of calls for it. So we appreciate y'all coming and joining us this way. I hope that you get a blessing from this message. Just a couple of announcements is, first of all, we will not have church again this Sunday. We will be doing the same, just like last week. We'll be doing it all on the internet. And so we hope that you join in with that. And if our members are wanting to send their tithe check that we've been missing, feel free to do so to our post office box, P.O. Box 146, Sallis, Mississippi, 39160. And so I'm fixing to dive into this lesson. I got asked to do this, and this morning, for some reason, I woke up really early, like 3:30 in the morning, which is very uncharacteristic for me. And so while I couldn't sleep, I decided I'd get up, and I went and I turned the news on. And as I was sitting there watching the news, all you can see is fear and panic over the coronavirus. And it's just spreading like wildfires. And so the more I sat there and the more I thought about the way that the people are reacting, the way that people are responding, and how we are as a nation handling this, and how it's just so out of character for what God's Word tells us to do. It also dawned on me at that particular time that on this particular day, 1 year ago today, at about this very hour, I was in a helicopter on the way to the University of Mississippi Medical Center. I had had a vertebral artery dissection, and which caused a mini stroke. At that particular time, this particular time 1 year ago, I didn't know the details of what had happened, other than the fact that I went to the hospital extremely dizzy, and that I was diagnosed there with a stroke. They said that they were putting me on the helicopter, sending me to Jackson, and there would be further tests run down there to tell me the extent of everything. So as I thought back on that day, and once I realized that this was the 1 year anniversary, I just couldn't help but thinking back on that day and the things that happened. And one of the things that I remember the most about that day is how the doctors at Grenada, the people, the EMTs on the helicopter, the doctors when we got to Jackson, they kept talking about how calm I was, because I was conscious through everything. I was talking. I knew everything that was going on. And they kept saying, you were so calm. This is uncommon. My wife was extremely calm. She didn't break down. She didn't get scared. She knew the damages that could be done. She knew the seriousness of the diagnosis. But still, she was able to remain calm, and she flew from Sallis to Grenada, and then from Grenada to Jackson. I'm not going to tell you how fast she drove, because I don't know, but she almost beat the helicopter. But when I got there, they kept going on and on and on about how calm I was. And I think that my calmness was related to the fact that I was okay with whatever happened. I knew that Jesus had me. I knew God had me. So there was no need to fear anything, because God had me where He wanted me. And whatever was going to come out of it was going to be a blessing. So my calmness then transferred over to my wife, who was able to remain calm for our kids, for our family. And nobody seemed to really get too nervous, too upset, too scared. Now, as y'all know, it turned out to be a lot less catastrophic than it could have. Here, I didn't miss much church. I didn't miss much work. Had a little bit of stuff to get used to with medications, but it worked out real well. So as I think back to that, and then I relate it to what we're going through today. Things that we're going through today is the fear of the unknown. Okay, about this virus. And it's not so much the fear as if we catch the virus and what will come. I think for most people, it is the fact that the virus is so contagious, and if we catch it, how many people we can spread it to in our day-to-day life, the people that we come in contact to. Well, fear is very contagious. But let me tell you a couple other things that are very contagious too. Joy, hope, and love. So as we face this crisis in our country, and we're wondering how in the world we're going to get through it, and we wake up and We turn the news on and there's 26 more, 46 more cases today in Mississippi than it was yesterday, and we're wondering, maybe they're even in our county, and we're going, man, I wonder if I've come in contact with those people, because then we're worried that we were one in the contagious zone, that we can spread to our contagious zone, the people that we come in contact with. This is what I want to leave you with. In Romans chapter 15, verse 13, it says, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. If we're overflowing with hope, if we're overflowing with joy, yes, we still have to be cautious about this virus. Yes, we have to be cautious about the things that we do and the people that we're around. But we will not give off the contagiousness of fear. We won't give that off as what our vibe is. What we'll give off is that no matter what happens, God's got us. No matter what happens, he's going to take care of us. And he's going to use whatever he puts us through. So I want to encourage you as we go through this stuff, not to be in a panic, not to be in a worried state, but I want you to think about how you felt today, how you felt yesterday when you woke up and you see the news and you see what's going on. And I want you to ask yourself something that I had asked to me, is what I'm contagious, is what I have worth catching? If it's fear, then no. If it's hope, love, joy, then yes, it's very, very worth catching. So it's our duties as Christians, as we go about our daily lives, to spread the hope, the joy, and the power the Holy Spirit gives us. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry it was so short, but that's just the way I am, short and sweet. Let me close with some prayer. Father God, I do thank you for this day, Lord. I thank you for this opportunity to reflect on the things that I've been through this past year. God, I thank you for the circumstances that you brought to us today, God. It makes us really think what's important to us, God, and it makes us to really reflect on you for our hope and our strength and our power. God, for the ones that are watching today, Lord, and the ones that are all out here looking in and seeing what we're doing, God, I pray that we're just, at Sallis Baptist Church, I pray that we're just, we're spreading your word even when we can't meet, God, and we're being the church outside the four walls that we call Sallis Baptist Church. And God, I just thank you for your son, Jesus. I thank you for your love. I thank you